when we're talking about the power behind the throne, you have to remember that the power dynamic also, like the intersexual dynamic between a powerful man and a woman who's not as powerful, but she's coming up. She's like the focus of this guy's life. Women can see guys who are they're marks, right? Women, especially predatory women, but like it doesn't have to be a predatory woman. It could develop, like a woman can develop into becoming sort of a predatory female over time because she sees opportunities that didn't exist when they got married that do exist now because it took the guy 20 years of marriage to develop his business and his empire into what it is. Now the predatoriness comes out. Now the opportunist comes out. Now is when it's like, well, I could take this guy for half of his shit, right? Yeah, we're married right now. But there might be a better way. It's not even necessarily have to involve divorce. I can just be the female version of whatever his empire is about. I can be like, it's like, hey guys, hey boys, can girls play this game too? That's what it comes down to. It's like male space. And I've written quite extensively about male space. And there's two sides of male space, by the way. There's the overseers in the locker room, and then there is the first woman to ever do it. And I'm going to paraphrase it real quick. I didn't pull it for today's show, but it's in my second book, actually. It's called Male Space. So what is that? Male space is anything that used to be or is still presently a male exclusive endeavor. Like raw sewage, that's a male space. Longshoremen, that's a male space. Let's see, men's soccer, men's football, that's a male space. But it's being invaded by females. Why? Because we still have this idea, or it's still trying to promote gamer girls. Thank you. Very good. Got it. Yes, the gaming Twitch girls. Hey guys, can girls play this game too? Aren't we equals? Can we play too? And of course, women see that as like an easier sexual market for them to get into. That's a whole nother show. I've done gamer girl shows. You want me to do another gamer girl show? I could do that. I did that when Belle Delphine was a thing. Hey guys, can girls play this too? Can girls be in the American workplace? Can girls be HR? Can girls be astronauts? Because only boys have been astronauts up to now in the astronaut clubhouse. And can we play too? That's pretty much the mentality. So it's not anything that men have done like significant. If we put a man on the moon, we go, oh my God, we and yes, we did land on the moon. Jesus. You're the first man on the moon. You're Buzz Aldrin. You're Neil Armstrong, right? You're on the moon, right? If you're a woman on the moon, you're the first woman on the moon. You're not the first person. You're just a human. You're the first woman on the moon. There's a big difference. You're the first. What is it? Who's the chick for the NASCAR driver? The girl. She's got a podcast now. She dated Aaron Rodgers. What the fuck is her name? NASCAR girl. Whatever. Somebody give it to me. NASCAR girl. Come on, go. What's her name? And she dated Aaron Rodgers. Come on. Give it to me. I know it's going to come up in the chat. What is her name? I'm going to hold it until you give me her name. Somebody's going to give me her name. She was the first girl first female to drive competitively in NASCAR. Danica Patrick. Thank you. Bing, ding, 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 ding. Here you go. You get one of these. Danica Patrick. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers, you dodged a bullet, my friend. Yeah. So she was never really a great did she even win anything? I don't know. But she won one thing. She was the first female NASCAR driver of any note. Right. That's what I meant by like male space. It's like the male space is NASCAR. Hey guys, can girls play this game too? Danica Patrick comes in, bam. Her claim to fame is being the first female NASCAR driver. Whether she might not be, I don't know, but like, yeah, she hit the wall. And then she hit the wall. But she was the first, like, as far as I know, the first competitive NASCAR female driver, right? Great. Bravo. You blazed a trail that millions or thousands of NASCAR drivers who came before you, came before you and did it. I see your fucking super chat. Fucking lax. We're going to get back to it. I will get to you. Trust me. I'm trying not to slow the goddamn show down. You want to know why I go for 5 hours? That's why. So don't worry. I'm coming. I'm coming to it. We're coming to it. We're getting up to it. So what happens in male space is they're the first female whatever, the first female CEO, the first female whatever. And speaking of CEOs, when I got a list here that I want to run down for you here. But what I mean by male, so that's the first female to do it side of male space. They just want to be the first. It's not about the actual passion. It's not about the actual art. It's not about the actual competition. It's not about the actual production. It's about being the first female to have done it. And you will always get that, particularly in Western industrialized societies, where if a female CEO does something, then we have like special magazines for female power CEO, right? Like when I guess it was Elizabeth Holmes has been in the news recently. Everybody wanted her to be the next female version of Steve Jobs, to the point where she's wearing like the black turtleneck sweaters, and she absolutely has no idea what the fuck she's doing. She's a complete fraud. I'm surprised. Did she get 17 years? I think she got 17 years. How many of those do you think she's actually going to serve? But you know what? You know what's even worse is magazines like Forbes, magazines like Startup, magazines like Fast Company Inc. I may name the cover. I have them. I think I have screen caps of at least 3 of them where she's on the cover of Forbes. And they believe this. They desperately wanted her to be in this male space. She's a genius. She's the next Elon Musk. She's the next Steve Jobs. Yay, you go, girl. They really wanted her. And now they don't know Elizabeth who? It's 2022. Who? The same magazines that are like feeding you the same bullshit, but they don't want to go back in time, and they don't want to talk about that. They don't want to know that they got owned. The story ended and we closed the book. In the last chapter, we read it. And you know what? Forbes, Inc., Startup, everybody who was turning her, hell, Joe Biden. I have like screen caps of her doing like these business like summits with Joe Biden. You think he likes that association today? Probably not, because they really desperately wanted her to be in that male space. That's what I mean. She's the first female to do this. And then there's the overseers in the locker room effect, which is once women become a regular, normalized part of that male space, that's when guys act different. This is like the gamer girl effect. Yes, you're correct. It can be pretty much anything. But when you put women into what has formerly been an exclusively male space, and the reason for that organization to have existed is based on a male dynamic, like a male hierarchy, especially in business. It's easy to see. One of the reasons why when women come into the American workplace used to be, or it's rapidly changing, but it used to be a male. It's an old boys club, right? You'll hear that all the time. It's patriarchal. It's a male space, and you're coming into it. And when women come into that male space, they fundamentally change it. They change the nature of the game. Same with like the WNBA. Oh, well, the girls can't dunk, so let's lower the baskets. Let's change the nature of the game to fit the talent set of the little ladies, because they can't jump, what is it, 12 feet? I forget what the standard basket is. They wanted to lower the basket because life under the rim is boring. And they thought that was going to spice up the WNBA, which they were wrong. And I believe they never did. They just got taller chicks. But nobody cares about the WNBA. Nobody cares about female soccer, really, unless it's Olympic time. And then it's like, hey, girl power. Or they're begging for the same amount of money, for less performance. But it's allowing them into this male space. And what happens is that male space fundamentally changes. So the WNBA is, at least for a brief moment anyways, was supposed to be, lower baskets that change the game. What happens is that's the WNBA. It's easy to see when you bring women into, say, like the gaming space of Twitch, right? Or you like gamer girls, or hey, can girls play too? No, what happens is the guys who are already in that male space will start like cannibalizing each other. They'll try to outperform each other to be the most supportive of the girl who's just come into this previously male space. So it's what I call the overseers in the locker room effect, which is exactly the video that I started with on Booby Day, where the guy is schooling the other guy, or he's gatekeeping, really. He's thought policing the other guy, saying, hey, man, that's not cool. You shouldn't think about boobs like that on International Boob Day. You shouldn't do that. Now, that's talking about like, oh, you're objectifying women. Well, guys do that naturally anyways. But when you're in the workplace, what will happen is you will find that the guys who are already in that traditionally male space, whatever it is, will start policing just like that. They'll start thought policing other guys that are in that space. And what happens is they end up driving those guys out of the male space because they want access to fuck the girl and reproduce with the girl, who they go, yeah, girls can play too. You can come into the clubhouse. It's okay. We're going to change things up. Well, Mikey doesn't like girls, so we're going to kick him out of the clubhouse and you can come in and play. And then what happens is the nature of the clubhouse fundamentally changes. WNBA is not basketball. The American workplace becomes the female American workplace. The American military becomes the female-friendly version of the American military. Name the male space, and I will show you two things. The first female who ever did it, and I will show you how it's been fundamentally changed because the nature of that organization has changed because of overseers in the locker room. And you can see that on the small scale from like little game clubs and bowling leagues all the way up to American politics. It all changes. It's the same fucking dynamic.